What's up everybody, Beast here with Beastie Mods, and as you saw in my short video, I am doing a battery swap on these three cartridges. I'm joined today in the kitchen by my wife Catherine and my son Zuko, and they're here to make noise in the background while I teach y'all how to do this. And as I stated in my short video, this is going to be a little bit of science, because these batteries are not meant to go in these cartridges. But we're going to see if we can force fit them. We're going to start with emerald, because actually maybe not, because that one kind of is going to take a lot of work. So how about ruby? This one I know was being played by the seller, so we're going to start with that one because I think it's going to take the least amount of cleaning, the least amount of love, and it's already very clean. Don't need a lot of attention there. So if you look at that, that says 0301. So that's March 2001 that this battery was installed into this cartridge. So let's go ahead and get right into it. So in order to open these up, you're going to need a tri-wing screwdriver bit that's shaped like the letter Y, and you're going to need to have that. We're going to hold that Jigglypuff. So what we're going to do next, I'm going to take my tiny little flathead screwdriver bit. I'm going to swap this out, and I'm going to put that inside here. I'm going to grab my soldering iron. I'm going to put this underneath the edge of the battery here. So we're going to just warm that up and get it hot. It's going to liquefy, and that's going to lift right up. It's that easy. So if you take a look, you can see that it is come on now, focus. Oh, we don't want to burn that. Let me just make sure I don't burn my house down. Take a look right there. It is free to go. So we're going to go ahead and jump on the other side. I'm going to hold this, and when it's ready, it's going to let go. Boom, that easy. Okay, so next we're going to go ahead and open up one of our, and there it is. That's it. March 2001. Where were you in March 2001? I think I was 11 years old, and I was probably playing yellow version, maybe. So let's take a look at how this is going to fit. If it's going to fit, we're going to pay close attention to the side. So this is the negative side.
Papa, can you put some candy there?
I can probably put some candy in there after I finish making this video.
Yeah.
What do you think, buddy? Okay, so this is our positive. That's going to go down here. So I think it's going to match up real nice. But there's one little issue. These tabs are very far from the circuit board. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to bend this down like that, and then I'm going to flatten it like this. So that was just a straight 90-degree bend out, so it was flush. Now I'm going to do the same thing here. I think I might want to use some pliers or tweezers for this if I'm going to do it more than once. Okay, so now that that's bent the way we want it, let's go ahead and test fit it again onto the board. So far so good. Please focus, camera. There we go. We got nice contact on that solder pad. We also got nice contact on this solder pad. So let's go ahead and add some flux. We'll tin up the solder iron, and I'm going to actually just first I'm going to clean this up, because there's some impurities on there. I don't know what they did at the Nintendo factory, but that looks a lot better now. So this is actually just a piece of steel wool. Maybe there's something wrong with that, but I haven't had any failures or any problems related to it since I've been using it, and that means I'm going to keep using it. So let's take our flux. I'm going to add a little bit of flux there and there. What we're going to do next, I'm going to position the battery on there nice and carefully. And I'm going to apply firm pressure on this. Okay, hold on a second. Zuko got his first slinky today. So that's what he's throwing on the floor in the background in case anybody at home is wondering. Okay. Here we go. Firm pressure, because we're going to have clearance issues if it's not really tight down to the PCB here. Get it nice and well set in there. Okay, now for the moment of truth. You see there's no gap in there at all. Alright, it's time for science. Let's see if the case will even close. Oh, would you look at that? It does close, but here's what I'm running into. It seems like that doesn't quite want to go all the way there. So maybe what we need, what I'm guessing, is that this wall right here is bumping onto the bottom of the battery. So let's, well, we got lots of room up top. Let's go ahead and I'm going to grab the soldering iron. I'm going to zoom in here. I'm going to focus up. There we go. I'm going to again keep firm pressure. Now that it's loose, I'm going to just shimmy that up there. And then we're going to turn it. We're going to shimmy the other side up towards the top of the PCB as well. Now you don't want to have too hot of a soldering iron on these, because that yellow ring acts as an insulator. It prevents your negative side here from getting contact to you got screwdrivers? What? You want to show everybody your screwdrivers? Put your screwdrivers under there. Show everybody your screwdrivers. You're on video. Ta-da! That's Zuko's screwdrivers. A little more, a little more. Look at that. Thanks for being part of my video. Alright. Now we're going to try again. We're going to see. That's right. That's much better. It seems a little funny still, but what it's really, the issue that I see here is that it doesn't seem to want to let the cartridge shell slide down all the way. But how often are you really doing that? So let's give it I'm going to give it another little shot, and hopefully I can still get the top half of the cartridge shell on there. Okay. There we go. One more try. See how it kind of like pops in? But we're real comfortable down here. So I'm going to install the screw. There it is. So again, we're going to need the tri-wing screwdriver. There it is. Let's see what happens. Now, the last time I plugged this in, it booted up just fine. And it said the internal battery has run dry. Okay.
Can you open the light on my room?
Okay. $7.57. Okay, let's go ahead and shut this off. Set that over there. We're gonna open this one now and see what we have in here. I don't believe I've opened this one yet, but you know, this one I got off eBay. This one's from Marketplace. This one also is from Marketplace. I got that one pretty cheap because the label's missing. This one, I think, has been chewed up by a dog, but it does in fact boot up. So just for argument's sake, we're gonna throw that in to the SP and fire it up. Maybe it needs a little more persuasion. The seller on eBay had created a name on there for the player, and it was eBay. There we go. So when you buy used games, sometimes you got to do a little bit of refurbishing. See, that was the message I was getting on the Ruby version. Just for reference, it is 5:13 here in Quebec, and eBay 000. Okay. So that's where we're at there. Since we got a few minutes, let's go ahead and open this one up. And as you can see, this is about the filthiest game cartridge I've ever had my hands on. So we're gonna pull out our bottle of isopropyl alcohol. We're gonna go ahead and blast this thing. I think I could use a little more light. Okay. Let that soak for a second. Okay, so I'm gonna grab a tissue. Gonna give it another shot, and we're gonna just scrub this up. This is a very soft toothbrush, and I will not be brushing my teeth with it later, so don't worry about that. Getting better. Ooh, look at the tissue. Look at all that. Maybe I should zoom out a little bit for this. Let's go ahead and get it. Ooh, look at all this filth on the board. Ugh. Ugh. Oh, I'm going to zoom out, not zoom in. Let's just set it down. Maybe I'll zoom it back in. So you really don't want to like use a wire brush or anything really abrasive on this, because there's very delicate circuits, and this is called a PCB, stands for printed circuit board. So you know it's really printed onto the fiber. You don't want to rough it up too much. You really got to be, well, you don't have to be too gentle, but you know, maybe gentle enough that you're not breaking stuff. Like this tissue is not gonna break anything. Toothbrush, probably not gonna break anything. I wouldn't want to use like a really abrasive toothbrush though. So if you got really stiff bristles for getting in those hard to reach places. You got all those screwdrivers? What are you gonna do? You gonna put your dinos back together now? Okay, I believe in you. So we're already looking a lot better here. I'm not totally happy. This feels pretty rough right there. See, I don't even like to run my fingernail across there. But not to mention this is, I don't know, man. It's like they just dumped it in some filth. I don't even know. Yeah. Yeah.
Second time that you put alcohol?
For this part, it's the first time, but on the circuit board, it was like all black. It was worse than the casing, but it cleaned up really well so far. So far so good. Hey, you got the tail on. You gonna put his legs and his head back? So the cartridge housing, the shell, you really don't need to be super gentle with it as long as you don't scratch it. But if you do scratch it, it probably won't affect the playability of the game. Now, if you scratch up the circuit board, you're gonna probably be in trouble. A couple days ago, I pulled my SP apart, and it has a one-chip IPS in it. And I decided that I was not a fan of the backlight bleeding through the front of the screen, so I took some opaque aluminum tape to block the light from passing through, and I took a spudger and I was just running it along the edge, and I ended up scratching a ribbon cable, and after that my screen didn't work anymore, so I had to replace it. It was a very sad day in the Beastie household. But you know, I wasn't making a video because it was just kind of my own personal Game Boy, and I was mostly doing it just because I was having a little bit of OCD attack about it. So I'm gonna leave that like that. Let's take a moment to check in on, now it was 7:57 in the game when we finished replacing the battery here in Ruby version. I like that it fires right up on the first try. I don't have to pull it out and mess with it. Still says 7:50. Oh, you know what? That's because it's been 7 hours and 57 minutes of gameplay. Well, it doesn't say that the internal battery is run dry. Oh, there's 7:58. Interesting. I would have expected. See, I play crystal version. If you didn't know by all of my other videos that I have created, this is my first real experience with 3rd gen Pokemon. I never really had them. I saw other people that had them growing up, but I never had it. Sapphire, Ruby, or Emerald. Only as an adult have I ever been the owner of any of these games. But we're gonna take good care of them. Gonna get them all restored for years to come. Supposedly these batteries last for 10 to 20 years. I've seen some red version from 1996, 1997, red, yellow, blue that were still active and working, and those are in some of my past videos as well. One of my first videos actually was a red version battery swap for a friend of mine named Josh, who may or may not be watching my videos, I don't know. Yeah, we're looking a lot better here. Just get that out of the way, throw it over there. Let's take another look here. Before I go any further, I'm going to go ahead and desolder this old battery. As you recall, it says the battery has run dry. So, well, before I go too far, you can see that there's a space between that chip and the battery. And I'm actually going to just grab this with my finger and thumbnail. I'm going to solder that. Solder, solder, solder. Come loose. Come free. Okay. Other side. Now, if you're not an experienced solderer, I'm going to go ahead and tell you now, these are pretty hot. So don't touch it with your bare hands if you're sensitive to heat. This is my infrared thermometer. Oh, my lamp shut off. There we go.
Do you have a plug over there? Or?
Yeah, it's fine. I think it just timed out. So, infrared thermometer. 141 degrees. Let's see what else we got. I think it's hotter than that. Because I've been in like outdoor weather temperature. 140 is pretty hot though. Now this will burn your skin right away if you touch it like for more than a split second. But you know, please be careful. Practice this stuff at your own risk. I feel like I can't say that enough in this day and age. Do these things at your own risk. Because I don't have any money to pay you if you hurt yourself. So don't try and sue me.
You fixed my dad.
Hey, good job. Where's his head? He needs his head. Okay. Let's go ahead and stick this over there to hold the soldering iron up. I'm going to go ahead and give this a few blasts. I think my light is dying. Oh yeah, yeah, it's dead. Can you give me a charging cable? It's surprising because I really haven't used it that much.
Maybe it just doesn't go to charge when it's not there.
When it's not plugged in? Yeah. Well, these things happen, I suppose. There we go. We're back in business. Clean it up, clean it up. Get it nice and clean. Oh, it died again. What's going on here? It really died again.
It's plugged.
Yeah, it's plugged.
Is the power bar on?
Yeah, the power bar is powering my soldering iron. Technical difficulties.
That's weird.
Yeah, well, I still have enough light here to get my point across, I'm pretty sure. So for these gold tabs here, the best thing that I've found is pencil eraser. So I use this little cap. And some people are probably gonna be going nuts in the comments. I don't know if I have that much of a following to have people going nuts in the comments, but there's always some keyboard warrior out there who wants to tell me how it's done. And I always look at their profile on YouTube, and there's no videos, no content, just comments telling other people how to do their job. So here we are. Oh, that was really hot. Just touched that iron with my finger.
I don't want to mess up your thingy.
It's okay.
Plug it.
Do you have a brick that goes with this?
No.
Because this is, okay.
This is what, fast charge?
It's not a fast charge exactly, but it's a 2 amp.
Because you know you already killed one of my lamp like that.
Yeah, I don't want to kill another lamp.
Maybe
You want to go get, you know, I'll just work with it like this. It's okay.
maybe it's what happened with this one.
No, I've been using that for a while and never had an issue with it. So it seems like those pins are a bit worn down. They're not polishing up. So perhaps that will be an issue in the future. Let's see if I can get it more light. Yeah, that's a little bit better. I might cast a shadow here, but we could still be friends, right? Alright, so I just flip this over again, take a look at the back. It's not the cleanest. Let's go ahead and give it another blast. Hit it with the toothbrush. So if you're on the market for 3rd gen Pokemon games, this little guy right here, that they call it the window, 4 rectangles, that is a must-have. If you are out there and you find a game and you're like, oh, but it's only 20 bucks. It's only 20 bucks for Fire Red. Or whatever it is, you know, it's probably fake. I'm not really a big fan of calling it fake. I would call it reproduction or counterfeit. Counterfeit's probably a better word. Fakes just seems like lazy linguistics. But yeah, you're gonna have those 2 dots there, or 3 dots I should say. And you're gonna have this 4 windows here, the 4 rectangles of the window. Oh, here all this time I thought I was polishing up the Sapphire version, and I'm silly because the Sapphire version is right here. Okay. Take take another look. A little something there. This is really great because I can see better on my phone screen than I can with the naked eye because it's all zoomed in. I'm at 2.1x power. But yeah, so let's go ahead and, just for funsies, let's chuck it back in here with no battery. Like I said, science. It boots up, no problem. Mm-hmm. 151 hours, Edward, from Marketplace. Okay. So. You fixed it together?
Yeah,
Great job, Zuko. That is amazing. So yeah, that's that there. If we want, we can look at, just for fun, let's go ahead and throw this Sapphire into the emerald case so that we can see the side-by-side difference. The battery is much, much larger. You can see it just barely past the side of the label. And this one is like, obviously, it's like 1/8 of an inch, maybe a millimeter, something like that, behind, a millimeter above the label there. And here you can see well past the yellow. So that's fun. This is our Sapphire version though, so I'm going to take it out of the emerald case. Stick it back here. Set that there. Now before I go farther, I'm just going to let my OCD take over again. Got a couple little chunks of crud here. Yeah, we're doing okay. Not perfect by any means, but we're getting there. Just the fact that this shell isn't all black anymore, like, that's leagues and miles ahead of where we started. So I'm going to go ahead and settle with this. So before we go any farther, I'm going to take my battery and I'm going to bend these tabs down like that. I'm going to make sure it's not too far there. And then we're going to bend it flat like so. Stair step almost. Yeah, it's kind of like the corner of an octagon. And again, same thing here. A little more. I think that's good like that. So the bottom with the flat side is the positive. On the board, that's labeled positive, so it will go here. Next, we're going to apply a little bit of flux. Let's go ahead and center this and zoom it in. There we go. Gonna get it nice and high, positioned very high up, so that way I don't have to conflict with that divider wall too much. Keeping very firm downward pressure on this. Pretty good. Nice and flat against that chip. Okay, other side. I want to give that a little push because I don't want it just like hanging out all willy-nilly over there next to that chip. And cause some issues probably. Make sure my soldering iron doesn't run away and burn my house down. Okay. And wiggle that around and let that flux settle in. And again, firm downward pressure. Now, I actually didn't add any solder to either of these boards. I just used the existing solder from, in this case, 2002. Or actually, maybe it was 2000. Maybe, I don't know. Doesn't say. So we're just going to step out on a limb and say that it was 2002 that this battery was installed. So, but I'm not certain exactly. I may stand to be corrected on that. So there it is in the board. So now we're going to go ahead and slide it in the console, open it up, turn it on. Hey, look at that. It does not say dry battery. Batteries run dry. This guy's in Terra Cave. Yep. So, no more dry battery alert on that one. Let's see if we can get the case closed. As you can see, there's no gap between that battery. Now, the 2025 is a little bit thicker of a, see, it really didn't want to go in, but it's in. So, the only thing I'm running into is that the case doesn't want to let, kind of have to like put it once, you know, normally you just like drop it in and then shloop, but here, this edge, you gotta like put that side in. Oh, man, it's really dirty still. I guess I didn't clean that half of it. I better clean it because that's gonna drive me nuts if I don't. I guess I only cleaned the back half of it. Might go a little easier. Put it down. Here we go, here we go. Just gonna wipe that clean with a tissue. And that's, ew, yuck. Look at all that goop. Tissue used to be white, now it's like beige. But the cartridge is green and it's transparent. Now, I don't know if I'll ever get that out. Oh, that came out. This side. Nope. Blast it again. Okay, that's how it's going to be. So, You try and just put it straight on. It binds up on the battery. The board lifts up. It doesn't want to go. So this is the drawback of putting the cr2025 battery in here. So you're going to have trouble getting it in. So you're going to have to put that side in. And you're going to push this side down to get it flat, and then it's going to just drop in. It's going to be very, very challenging probably to get that back out of there. Well, maybe not. I mean, I was able to get it out before. So you have to like turn it, kind of twist it to get this side out, and then it'll come. Yeah, well, I feel like I might break it. Oh no, there it goes. Okay, so yeah, you gotta do it one side at a time. For science. Okay, so that's in there. We're gonna get our screw in here. I'm pretty sure somebody spilled like a soda or something on this game, and it just leaked in there. It's kind of a miracle that it's not all corroded. Give it a little bit of a little extra torque on there. One of these days I'm going to get a new backdrop. I love that it fires right up on the first shot. Hey, look at that. No more dry battery alert. Okay. One more to go. Emerald. Pardon me, Sapphire. Emerald was the previous one. So yeah, I might maybe do something with that, but for now, I'm gonna keep it, and maybe later I'll do something. That is not original. I can tell you that now, because Nintendo's batteries look like this, and they're oriented the other way. I wonder if this is even correctly installed. This one, same thing. So let's go ahead and get it desoldered. I'll pull it out of the shell. Wow, almost no effort at all. Also, this battery has a hole in the tab like the ones that I'm installing, whereas the Nintendo batteries just have kind of like a round end. See, they're really very different batteries. So what about here? Let's see what the multimeter has to say. Oh, I got it backwards here. .43, 0.42, 41, 4. Okay. Just having the multimeter on it is dropping the voltage. So yeah, this thing is toast. Wait a second, well, I guess it was in there correctly because this is the positive. So yeah, it's just, yeah, red to positive. So strange. So let's go ahead and let's get this multimeter out of the way. We're gonna go ahead and zoom back in again a little bit more. Get that all cleaned up. You're bound to have some impurities on the solder pads. You just melt them, and the soldering iron will pick them up. make sure that you're not bleeding solder over onto the chip, because that's not good. Same thing here. I've seen pictures of botched solder jobs. It's actually kind of how I'm like guiding myself, is like the what not to do's. So let's get another battery out. And as always, we're going to check it. I'm going to say the positive side is the flat. And just for funsies, let's zoom back out. Get that out of the way. Flat side is positive. 3.2 volts. I don't think I tested the other batteries, but obviously they made the dry battery message disappear. Okay, that's good. That's a little bit more than I wanted. Okay. Positive here. Positive here. Ooh, 3.1 zoom. Okay, we're going to go ahead and put some flux on both pads. Position that right there, just below the gold line. Hear my son in the other room. Time to get up, dinos. That didn't bond very well. There we go. Oh, there we go. It's still hot. That's not as low as I would like it. So let's go ahead and give it a little more attention. You know what? It sounds like there's something under there. Let's go ahead and take it back off. I don't recall if I gave this cartridge a thorough cleaning or not. Kind of a little bit overwhelmed. Got my family in the background. And I'm doing 3 cartridges in one video. It's probably, oh yeah, there was a little speck of something there. We're gonna go ahead and just give it some love. Okay, let's try again. Okay, again, positive, positive. Okay, looks pretty good. Let's see how it fits in the shell. Probably the same as the other two. no chance of that going in without shimmying it. And even so, it's not high enough. So that sounds like they're having a great time in the other room. Let's go ahead and pull it back out. Solder it a little higher. Let's go with the bottom pad, positive. I think that that's enough. Test fit. Tiny bit more. Just needs a tiny bit more. Look at this one. Oh no, it's basically the same. What about Ruby? Yeah, they're all a little bit low, but they all boot up. So let's throw it into the Game Boy and see. Oh, got a Ziploc there. Battery. Let's see how it works. Well, so far this is better than it was before. Okay. Ooh. Maybe I ought to clean the contacts like I did on the other ones. Oh yeah, look at that. That's pretty cruddy. Yes, I know. I'm reaching the end here. Of course, it's like 52 minutes I've been recording. That almost looks like somebody hit this with some sandpaper. Let's just check it back in here. Let's see how it behaves now. Little root. I'm in a truck. Oh, something happened. Made my game restart. Well, figured out what we came for. The shell will fit. It does take some finagling. These games probably need some other work besides having the batteries replaced. But the batteries are now replaced. I'm going to do some research and see if I can figure out why that just restarted. Because I definitely don't like that, but it is what it is. I did what I came to do. Now I've got the first three of the Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald line here with fresh batteries that will last longer than the originals because they are larger, much larger, you can see. So thanks for watching, everybody. Tune in next time for who knows what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna fix something, play something, modify something, cheat something. We'll see. But yeah, that's it. That's all we got for today. Thanks a lot. If you like this type of content, please like and subscribe, and tell your friends, share my channel, share my videos if you want, you know, no pressure.
You can also give some idea of what you want to see.
Yeah. Tell me what you want to see next time. If you want to see something, tell me. I'll see if I can make you see it. Have a great day, and thanks you very much for watching.